I set the appointment for physical therapy and occupational therapy. I get an appointment a week later. I attend occupational therapy. I go in and I do a couple of tests. She's testing to see my fine motor skills as well as the strength or weakness of my hand. Um, I think she was, you know, she did a great job assessing me. We did a couple of things. We played with some clay. I played with some coins, stacking them up and everything like that. Um, I I pushed the I was squeezing things so she can see like the strength level in my hand. She asked me what's difficult, what task is most difficult, and I explained to her that I have a newborn. It's kind of difficult to dress him and change his diaper. It's becoming extremely hard for me to do this. Um, and at this point, my son was he was 11 months, and so he actually had a lot of weight on him because he was at that point 20 plus pounds. And she did the intake, and then she said, okay, we're gonna do a little something else. And she was like, is it something in particular you want to work on? And I was like, you know what, I'm extremely tired. Can I lay down over there on the table and go to sleep? So she said yes. And I asked her for a blanket. And so I had like 30 more minutes left to the session. But she turned off the light, gave me the blanket. I fell asleep. Immediately following the occupational therapy, I was supposed to go to physical therapy, but she let me sleep through that too because I was just so tired. And when she woke me up, she was worried. She took my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was extremely low. She told me that if I didn't feel any better, she wanted me to go to the emergency room because I just looked like I was just so tired. So I made it home. I didn't go to the emergency room. But what I did do was I made a call to the doctor and told her, okay, I would like to make an appointment to take the Ocrevus at this point. So I made an appointment. The date for my first infusion will be June the 3rd, the day after my birthday. So later on that night, I got some rest and everything. Fast forward to me the week before, I believe it was May the 30th. I called the doctor on May the 29th to tell her, like, I'm just in too much pain. I'm just tired. I can't do anything. Like, I am exhausted. I don't know what to do at this point. Um, the doctor got back to me and asked me to go over to the infusion center to take 1,000 milligrams of prednisone through a drip. Um, I went over to the hospital. I left work because I was at work that day and I just couldn't take it. I was just tired, extremely tired. I couldn't think. I could barely walk. I was going to the restroom every hour, every 30 minutes sometimes. It was just horrible. And so I went over and got the drip. And then they explained to me that I would have to come back the following day and do it all over again. So after I got the drip, I went to pick up my children from daycare, brought them home, took care of them. And then the next day, I had another drip of 1,000 milligrams. Um, that Sunday was my birthday. So I went out. My husband took me to dinner. Really didn't do anything extravagant because at this point I'm just like out of it, just tired. Um, the next day was my first infusion. I went in, didn't know what to expect, so I packed a book, um, all the positive cards I had been given from people through the years. I packed those with me and just, read over those again. I had my phone. I brought some snacks. I brought water. I brought a salad, brought some salad dressing, and I just went through the infusion. Um, I was there 5 hours. The first hour is the intake. The 3 hours was the drip for the Ocrevus. And then after that, um, an hour observation. When I was done, I called my husband. He came pick me up. Um, After that, I went to the couple of days later. I went to physical therapy and occupational therapy, and then they asked me how I was feeling about the same, but hopeful that the drug would start to work. So with your first round of Ocrevus, you only get half of the prescription, and then 2 weeks later, I got the second half of the prescription. Um, a month after that, I started to feel better. Finally, a little energy. At this point, I'm basically just eating um, green vegetables, fruit, water, nuts, um, for protein, beans. That's it. Um, then I spoke to one of the ladies that was an occupational therapist, and um, she told me about this doctor that does testing on your body, like